Good morning and happy Thursday, everyone. Um, Unfortunately, the rain has finally come in, so it's a little bit gloomy today. Um, so I felt an appropriate topic for today would be personal productivity. Um, on these rainy, kind of blah days, I think for most of us, our productivity goes down um, because it's so hard to just be excited about, anything on these gloomy days. So um, let's talk. We're going to talk a little bit about productivity and what you can do to, make the best choices to be the most productive during your day. So we'll kick it off right away. Probably the number one thing you can do is to just stay organized. For me, I've always been a pretty organized individual. I've always had, separate folders for things and always kept a neat desk, things like that. So I know for some of us that definitely is more of a challenge. So in order to stay organized, you're going to want to try to keep your work area clear and organized to the best of your ability. So, if you get a file organizer or, just rearrange your desk to make sure that you're making the most out of the space and that you can, your system is well enough that you can stay on top of things and not lose track of items or papers and things like that. Being unorganized in this sense, especially with a busy work area, is it can make you feel panicky and unfocused. So if you're rifling through papers trying to find something at the last minute before you head into a meeting or something like that, you're going to get panicky and you're going to lose your focus. So just being prepared and keeping things organized is going to just help you overall. Next up, what I think helped me the most during my time in school was taking small breaks. Nobody's built to work 8 straight hours a day or more. So I found it really useful to take smaller breaks after like an hour or two of steady work. I think working straight longer than that, really using your mind can really be exhausting and can just set in feelings of fatigue and things like that. So just taking those short breaks if and when you can just helps to clear the mind a little bit, gets you that little mental boost, and just keeps you focused and motivated on working. Next up is going to be prepare for tomorrow. So this is something I do every single day. It is now just a habit for me. For example, every Sunday, my wife and I cook meals for the entire week for our lunches so that we can just grab a lunch and go in the morning. We make the coffee before, the night before. We get the coffee maker ready so that we can just push a button in the morning. Making sure my area is clear at the end of the day for the next morning. One of my favorite things to do is write a to-do list for the next day so that I don't waste time trying to figure out what I should do once I get to the office and have that time to do things. So just making the most out of every opportunity to prepare for the future. Again, it just really helps to keep you on track, keeps you organized, keeps you focused, and it just makes you feel a little bit more relaxed during the day is what I think. And the last little tip we're going to talk about for personal productivity is turning off distractions. And by this, I mean like, electronic devices or just having things around that are going to distract you when you really need to get things done. So that doesn't necessarily mean you should just, turn your phone off completely. There's always going to be that wondering if, someone's trying to reach you. It's probably going to be more distracting than if your phone was close to you and on. But I think if you just set it farther away from yourself, still on, just in case, there's an emergency or something, people can get a hold of you. But just so that's out of reach, so you don't have the urge to just reach for it and look at it and go on it, because, every once in a while we just get into a rabbit hole and we just, could spend an hour or two on a device without even, second guessing it. So I think that's probably one of the more important things to think about as far as distractions. And also just making sure you have a quiet area to work. I know some of the most distracting noise can be, other people talking, not necessarily to you, but just in your area. You overhear those noises, and it can really distract you and make you lose focus. So just making sure you have a quiet area as well is going to really boost that productivity. Those are my four tips to help your personal productivity, especially on a rainy day like today. So take every chance you can to, stay organized, prepare for the next day, and just stay distraction free. Thank you so much for listening today. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you in tomorrow's video at 10. Thanks and take care.